Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing well. So, this is something that has been weighing on me for a while, and I finally decided to go ahead and do it. I felt like I feel good, and I think I'm ready. And this is something that I really want to do for my members, but I wanted everybody to get an opportunity to see what this was like in case that's something that you're interested in. But I am going to start putting these collective readings over on my members page, and I'm going to start to bring one once a week. Just do a collective reading once a week and see where we are with that. I'm not going to do any kind of pick a card with this one, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing pick a cards for my members. You know, sometimes I do a collective and then do a quick pick a card after. I'll still do those, but this is something that I just want to stick to over there. I'm gaining more members, and I want to make sure that I'm providing, content. So that's something that I'm going to do. So if you're interested in that, the information for a member is down below, and there's a bunch of other pick a cards. There's a bunch of other readings on there. There's some of my readings from my archives from when I first started. So if you're interested in that. And so here what we're going to do is just a collective reading. Now, what is a collective reading? Basically, whatever you feel like you resonate, that you get some kind of information that will be helpful for you to move forward for your highest good. Okay? So if this message, it may be that the whole message comes through and you resonate with it. It maybe you resonate with just a part of it. For some of you, this could be a message that is similar to someone around you, and you're maybe perhaps needing to get some kind of insight or advice there. So keep an open mind. Don't ever take the message if it's not yours. Just simply put that aside for someone else, or perhaps maybe this is not a reading for you. Not all of these collective readings are going to resonate, so please keep that in mind. Okay, so we are actually going to use, I already forgot. Just forgot. This is the Wild Reflections Tarot, yes. This is what we're going to use as far as the tarot deck, and then we're also going to use some oracle cards. And I am going to use the lovely energy of the 7 oracles to get started. Okay, so actually was going to use these 1 oracles, and I still am, but for some reason I feel like I need to get one of these out first, so I had to go grab them. This is the feminine wisdom oracles. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a feminine. It's just an energy, right? So let's tap into this and see. What is this about for the collective? Can you tell me what this is about? What is this pertaining to, this reading? Didn't I already see this one shuffling? Joy. Pure happiness. Number 24. Look at all the bunnies. Bunnies represent fertility and abundance, with joy and pure happiness. Okay, so we're going to read. I want to read I was going to wait, but now I just feel like called. It's pretty short. So it says, a feeling of pure happiness, a sense of well-being. Hey, you, celebrate today. Celebrate all that you are, all that you have, and all the people that you have met, all the moments that you've lived, all the knowledge that you have learned. Celebrate all the big and all the little things that life has brought you. Feel the gratitude in the way that your heart smiles from the inside. You are here, and that is all you need. Everything else can be figured out. I promise. The affirmation here is, actually, life is beautiful, and I do have time. Number 61. This feels like an energy of slowing down and recognizing what's in front of you and seeing the joy in that in your life. Golly, Spirit's gonna lay that one on me. I just feel like I don't know, I just feel like this year for all of us has been, I know we say that, though. Don't we say that all the time this year? Boy, this year's been, woo, you know, people at the end of the year, they're like, this year, I'll be glad when this year's over. I've been saying that, you know, I'll be glad when this year's over. This year has been rough. What a rough year. I feel like that this year, and we're talking about the year of the snake. So there's that shedding of the old, and that's what's happening. You know, some of us are shedding of the old, and some of us are coming out of that, and some of us aren't. Some of us are repeating things, repeating cycles, going in, you know, directions that we maybe perhaps even know we shouldn't be moving into. Like, there's this understanding, though, that comes along with it, with just being in the present moment and not thinking about where you've come from, just looking at what's in front of you and the abundance or the ability to see what's in front of you for what it is, and finding the blessing in that, you know. This energy of like a blessing in disguise has been something that's been throughout all my readings lately. Yeah, we have earth magic, number 1. So grounding yourself, she's on the ground here too. They're both barefoot. And one is that planting something, growing something. One is the new beginning. Yeah, look at that. I love this card. Number 19, which is the sun in tarot, which is that Leo energy, which is strength. And strength is what? The line. So waking the line. Let's get one more. This is about waking up and seeing the passion or drive that's inside of you, or the strength that's inside of you. Number 36, seeing beyond. Yeah. Bottom of the deck says willing release. I feel like this has to do with walking into or stepping into the unknown and grounding yourself in that, being brave and seeing beyond the fear, seeing beyond what you can't see, you know. This is about letting go. These 4 dandelions, the dandelion song just started playing in my head, and I'm trying to think of the lyrics. Who sings that song? Casey Muskrat sings that song, right? Or however you say her name. Okay. Anyway, 49 could be relevant here too. That's 13. 13 is death and tarot, so that's about transformations, which is the year of the snake. But this reminds me of the 4 of Pentacles. But it's funny, you know, with the 4 of Pentacles, it talks about somebody standing there holding on tightly to, you know, whatever it is that they're going through, their experience, or holding on tightly to a way of being or belief system, or whatever that case is. This could be even something, an idea that you have about yourself, or financial stability in some sort, like trying to hold on to something. But if you're sitting there and you're like trying to hold on to those 4 pentacles, then you're not being receptive or open to being able to allow more into your life. You know, sometimes things don't turn out in the way that we want, or a way that we imagined. But if you can see the blessing behind the I almost wanted to say curse for some reason, but the blessing behind the disguise. And I do feel like that this is being disguised as something that may rattle you quite a bit, because you're having to be brave here. I want to get one more. Oh, I kind of want to get the Kipper cards, but there's one more other than this I want to get to before I actually get the tarot, and I can't explain to y'all why until I take them and shuffle them. So what is it that the collective needs to see here? What is this is like, tell me what this is. Tell me what this is. What do I need to ask? I need to ask the right question. What are they missing here with this? That was it. Number 4. There's the 4. Courtship here. Partnership. Connection. Holding on tightly to perhaps a connection, or holding on tightly to what the idea you see as far as a connection goes. false person. Something not being what you thought it was. This doesn't have to be a person, but it could be for some of you. It could be a relationship. But it just has to do with something not being what you thought it was. Bottom of the deck is high honor. So protecting yourself, putting up some boundaries is important here. Number 25. This could just even be just like a situation that you feel like is not what you wanted or not right for you. And you're just needing to set some boundaries here in some way. Or just honor the situation as it is, because it's being presented to you, you know. Also, August the 25th could be relevant here for somebody. You have 8/25. This big idea of something not being what you thought it was. That's important. Something not being what you thought it was. This has to be a willing release. This has to be something like that you need to let go of. You know, a dandelion, you think, you know, wishing on a dandelion. So it's about making that wish and then putting it out there. There's something here. This is what you wanted. I feel like for some of you, hold on just a minute. I didn't say like this is what you wanted and for that to trigger you. Because nobody wants anything that's any kind of tower moment or disturbing or chaotic situation to happen on them, right? It's the understanding. Like this is like when you ask for to understand something or know something or see something clearly. And Spirit gives you that, but it comes in a form that you weren't expecting. That's what I mean by that. Nope. I need to get one more. Hold on. I meant to do this a while ago. Just started shuffling and forgot. This is to help you get back your joy in where you are. Seeing the joy in things is difficult, real difficult times. At times when there's other things and things that are going on around you, or it's just simply not where you expected to be. Tell me about what else I'm missing? Love yourself. Guess what? That's the number 49, and so is this right here, willing release. This is about loving yourself enough to let this just go. Some of you may have been really hard on yourself here. Some of you may need to, there you go. Some of you may be needing to really show yourself some grace. Some of you may have been really hard on yourselves. Yeah. Needing to show yourself some grace is something that's coming through. You're never going to believe it, but that was actually my friend Joy. That just messaged me, and y'all have Joy here. So what a cool sync, right? So the number 49, love yourself. You are always enough as you are. It's time to make your happiness a priority. Listen to what your inner self is saying. That's so awesome. Okay, so glad I pulled that card. Abundantly gifted is at the bottom. 69 here, so Cancer energy is important. Cancer's the 4th house too. So there's this big sense of like not seeing how something is actually protecting you or providing something to give you something to protect. You know, there's a sense of giving you some kind of purpose that you're missing. You're missing the purpose. You're missing the purpose. It has to do with your stability. It has to do with your security. Okay, anyway. Abundantly gifted. You are powerfully favored and supernaturally gifted and will be abundantly successful in this lifetime. Believe in your gifts. Believing in yourself. Okay. Okay. Lots of energy here as I see the 5 of Wands. There may be a lot of different kinds of energies that go into this for you. Like, as energy, I mean different levels to this that you're going through. There's the Temperance in reverse, the 9 of Wands in reverse. This can be at times just wanting to give up. You know, at times just wanting to give in. This can be like that battle, King of Cups in the reverse, Temperance in reverse, is when you, At times you just want to, I mean, my heart's starting to hurt real bad right now. Kind of feels like a heartburn feeling, sort of. Which I shouldn't have, but that really makes me want to get a drink of coffee. I don't know why. Probably because it'll probably give me heartburn. Anyway, so sorry about that. There's this feeling of something weighing on you emotionally, and understanding, but there's something here that is really throwing you off balance big time. Like really throwing you off balance. And there's this feeling of just wanting to throw in the towel here or wanting to give in to that negative feeling in some way. Okay, let's give this one more quick shuffle. We'll see what you need to know here. We have the Three of Pentacles and the King of Cups. You're needing to let your emotions, you're needing to, how do I say this? Commit to yourself and balancing your emotions out. Make that commitment to yourself that you will work with yourself. You'll figure this out. Yeah. Especially the way that you're talking to yourself. I think that's really important. It's always important. Expansion, growth, and new beginnings is big here. And it's a big change. Tell me about, what is pile? Sorry, it's a habit. What does the collective need to hear at this time? The Hierophant in reverse. Taurus. What does the collective need to hear at this time? The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. There's the Blessing in disguise. There's that Temperance again. That is that emotion being imbalanced. Sagittarius energy. You have Page of Wands and the Two of Wands. Page of Wands and the Two of Wands. This is this release that's here. Releasing into the unknown. Getting your emotions in control. Because this isn't what you expected. This isn't what you thought you were going to be playing out. This isn't what you thought, how you thought something was going to be. That Hierophant is definitely a lesson that was unexpected, I feel. Taurus there. Six of Cups. This may have to do with the soulmate connection. With the Six of Cups, this wasn't part of your plan. This wasn't what you expected. There's something here to do with past energy too for some of you, not everybody. With Six of Wands here. This is recognizing and realizing how something is not going to work for some of you. For others of you, this is like recognizing that you're not ready for something. Give me one more of what I need to see here. Yeah, the High Priestess. There's this feeling here of knowing. The High Priestess is about when things come out into the open, and so is the Six of Wands. For some of you, there's something here that's come out into the open in a big way that you did not expect. And there's a big lesson behind this, and grounding yourself and being brave and seeing beyond this and then releasing it into the unknown. You have a Nine of Cups in reverse with the Ace of Pentacles. This is not what you intended. This is not what you wanted. Temperance in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is definitely not what you wanted. And this is an energy of not understanding or being upset. This could be around communication or lie. Or having a hard time seeing the truth of a situation, like you feel kind of an out of body, or you feel like your feet aren't on the ground. That's Temperance in reverse. Why is the page? See all the pages? Tell me about page of wands in the upright. The Eight of Pentacles. Opening yourself up to what is working, or open yourself up. This is about making progress. So it may not be what you expected, what you wanted, what you thought, but this is about opening yourself up to perhaps a different way of thinking, a different way of doing things, or a different way of seeing things here. This is about working on yourself. You know, and I don't think I think this is a big part of it. Like, you're not seeing how this experience could or is working for you, because you're so like in your head about it being unexpected or not good, you know, not a good experience, or a fear of this. Tell me about that Two of Wands in reverse. You have a Knight of Swords in the reverse. It started getting hot all of a sudden. I gotta turn my heater off. Yeah, with the Two of Wands being the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is a up and gone kind of energy. This is a very forceful. This is like when someone kind of, like, you're forced into something. Like, you're forced into having to think this way, because you're forced to having to do something you don't want to do, or having to move in a direction that you don't want to. You're forced in having to go down a certain path, and it's not what you planned. Yeah. Or this could be your message, or someone close to you, so keep that in mind. Tell me more about this moving forward. Let's see what you can expect from this moving forward, collective. Ooh. Seven of Swords is the false person for me. There we go. That's funny. Actually, that was a notification that I was getting a spam call. You know, my phone like does that armored thing or whatever. Where if it's a spam call, it just sends it off. And you have the Seven of Swords with false person. Tell me what's coming towards, or what's ahead here for Paul. I did it again. Collective. There's another page. Page of Cups in reverse. That was a message, by the way. Somebody left a message. I'm fixing to get a new car in a couple months, and I've been looking online, which is a huge mistake. Every single dealership in a proximity of 100 miles from me has been calling me, so I wouldn't recommend that. There's that Four of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Swords. What is this about? The Ten of Swords in the reverse. To me, this can be like that blessing in disguise. So this could be something that you feel like is coming to a close or coming to an end. This could be a way of life, a belief system, someone, a relationship. It's different for everybody here with that Ten of Swords being in reverse. It's definitely something that is an unexpected thing, and it can be very disruptive. And the Seven of Swords is telling me that's the disguise around this. Like, it's a blessing in disguise. Why is that Page of Cups there, though, in reverse? The Queen of Swords in reverse. There's something here to do with cutting someone out or cutting someone off. There's something here to do as well with someone not being honest. Kind of sounding the drum here when it comes to someone not being honest. Why is that Four of Pentacles in the reverse? Libra's there. The King of Cups in reverse. We kept seeing that when we were shuffling. There's this feeling of releasing yourself from something emotionally. I need to get some clarifiers for this. You have a Knight of Wands here at the bottom and being able to move forward. What am I going to get to clarify this? I honestly kind of, you know what? Let's do these. I wanted to get message cards, but some of you, this isn't a person. So I don't want to get message cards and it become confusing, you know? Or narrowed down to just one person since this is a collective. So let's see. What's coming towards you? This Ten of Swords in reverse. I feel like you're closing something out. I feel like you're releasing something emotionally too. That's what's coming towards you, or at least an opportunity for this. Tell me about this Ten of Swords in the reverse with that Seven of Swords. What is that about? That Ten of Swords. Oh my gosh. It's mask. Not showing the true feelings. Hide. Personify, pretend, dilute, and gaslighting. It's that fake person there. This is getting over this. I feel like for some of you, getting over that. Queen of Swords and the Page of Cups in the reverse. Stabbed in the back. Heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, and shocking attack. Tell me about the King of Cups in reverse and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, that's a story. Heartbroken is at the bottom. That's part of the story here. Okay, so I didn't want to, but I feel like we're going that direction anyway. I think we're fixing to narrow this down. For some of you, this is a person, okay? Person that you feel betrayed by. Or a person that you cut off. There may be even some sort of like a reaction to this as well, like a reaction to being stabbed in the back. If this hasn't happened yet, I feel like it's going to very, very soon, because you have this mask here. So someone is fixing it, his mask is falling off, or it already has. There's definitely this sadness or heartbreak that's here around this situation. Now we have this King of Cups in reverse with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And this is what came out with that. Weird, right? It's about unconditional loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. Palm tree, stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, and flexibility. And then you have abundance here. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. This is the willing release. That Four of Pentacles being in reverse, because that's what I described in this card. You have a King of Cups here in the reverse. It's Scorpio energy. This is releasing your emotions, or releasing, you know what? I need some of these, because I want to get more detail of exactly what that emotion is. That King of Cups in reverse. What is this that they're releasing here? This is like letting go of something with love, you know, to stabilize yourself and to open yourself up to being receptive to this abundance here, right? Be very careful of someone trying to come back in. Clarification. Be very careful of someone trying to come back around or come back in. Oh, and that was my friend Joy. Again. Anyway, so just be careful of... Oh, that's going to make me cry, damn it. You know, I love being a Cancer because, you know, like we live life through our emotions. A lot of water signs do, but Cancers like literally like live step by step through their emotions. As we just wear our heart on our sleeve, and boy, I don't think that's something I would change about myself either, as much as I can't stand it that I cry so easily sometimes. I don't think I would change it. Maybe that's something you need to ask yourself here, you know? If you could have done things differently, would you have? Or would you just take the experience if you could? I don't know. That's just something maybe you should ask yourself. Okay, let's figure out what this is about. Tell me what this is about. Tell me what this emotional thing here is. Oh, for some of you, I was going to say be very careful, because I feel like for some of you, and this isn't going to resonate with everybody, okay? But for some of you, you may have someone that's trying to come back in the same way that you've known them before. And be careful how your reaction is when it comes to that. Try to remain patient and stable. I feel like that's important. Especially if this is someone that is emotionally manipulative, or you feel like tries to get you to be a certain way. This is a good thing to look at it. Someone that is trying to basically get control of the situation will be the calm one. So manipulative tactic. It's to try to get the other person to come across or seem reactive, like their reaction is a negative reaction. Because it could be. It's when someone has the ability to maintain a sense of calmness in order to take control of the situation itself. That could be something that you're going to experience in the near future with someone that you already know this is a false person here. You've already seen their mask. But your emotions are still tied up into this stabbed in the back energy. So just be careful of that. What is this emotion here that you're needing to release or willing? See how she's blowing kisses here to this? See her blowing kisses to this? And maintaining the sense of stability and abundance. Tell me about the... Tell me about that King of Cups in reverse. What is that emotion that you're needing to free yourself from, or the willing release here? What is this? The Ten of Cups. This is this idea or thought that you have of everything just working out and coming together in some kind of miraculous way. The Ten of Cups, I love the Ten of Cups. It's a great feeling. But if we hold on to this fantasy-like feeling of that, then sometimes we can get kind of lost in the idea of having that like happily ever after kind of ending in something. And we get really alluded to the things that we should be paying attention to. So that's something that's here. I just got real sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. Having to see something in a different point of view or perspective or way is the most difficult thing, right? When we already have that mindset created of that happily ever after kind of image of something. It's really hard to shift your perspective. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, definitely be careful if there is someone here, because they may be trying to do that. Trying to kind of shift your perspective back to seeing them in a certain kind of way, back to seeing that illusion, seeing the mask, okay? You have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse at the bottom with the Moon in reverse. Yep. The Hanged Man in reverse is Pisces energy. You just have Pisces here with this moon. A little Cancer there as well. This is when you're realizing that you're stuck in a position that's not good for you. Like knowing that you're sitting in a position that you know is not right or not good for you. This is also being faced with something that feels very uncomfortable. Feeling like you don't deserve it. You don't have what you need. You don't have enough. Or having to sit with something that just feels really uncomfortable, but needing to see it for what it is, with the moon being in reverse, having to see it for what it is and see the reality in it for what it is, so that you can learn this lesson that's here and move on. Don't allow this feeling to keep you stuck is what it's basically saying in here. It's important to not let it keep you stuck. Some of you may have not been sleeping very well. That Knight of Swords is there underneath the bottom of the deck. Something to do about perhaps maybe you're letting this kind of sit and reminisce in your mind, you know. Even if, you know how like you think about something, you overanalyze or overthink about something, and you start to feel like that feeling of when you're up at night, like you still can't get a good night's sleep because you kind of just toss and turn, or you're woken up in some way. It's because your mind still goes even though you're asleep. You know, I know they say like rest your mind, and you are resting your mind, but your subconscious is still like, thoughts are still spinning, you know, and you could be dreaming and all kinds of stuff. Paying attention to your dreams, if you do have those, try to remember, like when you wake up, to write it down so you don't forget. Anything you can remember at all is relevant. Ace of Swords, there's some kind of clarity, truth, or insight that you're receiving perhaps in your dream state for some of you. You know, even if you don't believe in that, if you have a dream is a dream, okay? So if you have a dream about a sword, wake up, write it down, look it up, and say, what's the significance spiritually of a sword? Well, it's about truth and clarity and insight and having a breakthrough, seeing reality, seeing something for what it is. So even if it's just an image that you remember, write that down, go look. It could, just listen, you know, it could help you. Okay, this is actually the Fantasy Colors Tarot, which I don't know why. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. So I guess we're going to look and see what you can expect moving forward. So yeah, some of you aren't fully done with this yet. There's still, I need to look into that, don't I? There's still something yet to be seen here when it comes to this Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Needing to see something for what it is definitely something that's here. What is this energy here of this? I need to shuffle this one more time. This is just a regular right-away deck. I use this periodically. It's, look at Ace of Cups. 3 of Cups in reverse. There's that false person. Losing an opportunity. That's separating yourself, you know. Holding back emotions, too. What is this Page of Pentacles? What do they need to know about this? For those of you where someone could be, there could be either something else comes up or someone comes up. There's something else that's unfinished that's still not resolved here in some way. What is this Page of Pentacles they need to look out for? It's the Chariot. Somebody could be on their way to you. Cancer energies there. We got Ace of Wands. The Moon again. For some of you, someone may be on their way to you trying to, they have some kind of idea or plan when it comes to keeping you in your head, keeping you stuck, or keeping you in some kind of illusion. Not everybody's story, okay, so this isn't for everybody, but why is that Chariot here? More Pisces there. You have Death in reverse. Yeah, that's somebody that's coming in wanting to kind of keep you stuck. Death in reverse, keeping you in a cycle or a pattern. 4 of Swords in the reverse. This is particularly a message for those of you where you're still like speaking to someone, perhaps. Not everybody, but that 4 of Swords in reverse is getting in your head about a new beginning. Like not being able to rest on this, not being able to... Give me one more for that. The 10 of Pentacles. There's somebody here that just can't sit with something. They're not settled with it. Does that make sense? Tell me about the Moon. You have the Page of Wands. Bottom of the deck, you have the Page of the 5 of Wands, which I called out earlier, and the Lovers in reverse. So there's definitely this battle that's going on when it comes to perhaps and the commitments under that, the three of working something out. Someone here, I feel like for some of you, again, I want to repeat this, not everybody's message, this person, for all of you, is not going to come back around, but I need to say this because I want you to be prepared for this moving forward. Some of you, this person, there's someone here or part of a situation. It may not be the person, it may just be the whole situation, has not came to a close completely. There's some sort of like last battle, okay? 5 of Wands, where someone is trying to fight or convince you of working something out or working together with something. You will get some kind of message here from this person. And the message will in itself may be somewhat confusing as well. I have to say that. The message in itself will be confusing in itself. But they're not happy with how things are. They're really in their head about it. What does that mean? The moon and the Page of Wands. The snake. Well, that's what I said. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder in the other woman. For some of you, this may not be coming from this particular person. It could be coming from an outside source that is, don't trust this message that you get. Tell me more about that. Not enough. Frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear and ego issues, and jealousy. There's somebody here that may... Some of you, this person's... This is not a good energy. This feels really bad. This feels bad. This feels like somebody trying to make you feel bad. That's what this feels like. Somebody like initially like trying to make you feel upset, maybe because they feel upset. This is someone that's going to like, oh, love call. Mirror. Yeah, this is someone that's coming in, they're mirroring, they're reflecting how they feel. They want you to feel how they feel. They're reflecting this onto you in some way. Or this is some kind of manipulation that's going on. Either way, it's not to be trusted. This is not a trusting energy. What advice do you have on that, though? I need some kind of help here. What advice do you have on this? What do I get? Let's just get tarot so then I can understand it. What tarot deck? I feel lost. This may be feeling like that. You may feel this way. Like you don't know what to say. You don't know what to do with this. But don't trust this. I need some advice. We're just going to... I don't want to taint this tarot deck with the future. With the past. Let's use this tarot deck. Why not? Okay. Look, pages everywhere. Page of Swords in the reverse, and this is going to be a challenge. This is going to be challenging here. Don't be hasty. This is someone that wanting to make you feel bad. This is maybe someone that's just wanting to make you feel bad. How are they supposed to deal with this? Not enough in Snake. There's the Ace of Cups in reverse. Hold yourself back emotionally. Suppress your emotions. It's funny because I don't normally see that in a reading. Don't respond to this emotionally is what part of this is saying. The Emperor here, get control of your emotions. Control your emotions in this situation. Control your emotions in this situation. The Knight of Swords. Don't say or do anything hasty here. This is very, very important. There you go again, the same message. The Knight of Cups. Send it off with love. Just send it off with love. Okay? I know it's hard. Some of y'all may have already played out or let this person get the better of you in some kind of way, whatever that means for y'all. Can you give me any more advice here? If it helps, you're coming up as a knight. This person's coming up as a page. The Hierophant. There's a lesson behind this as well. So the lesson's not over yet. That's what I was talking about. The Hierophant, Taurus energy. Judgment in reverse. Don't let this person get the better of you in this situation. You've learned through this to be strong. You've learned through this to be stable, to be secure in yourself, to know your worth. And don't let this person destroy all of that you've learned through this experience. Do yourself justice in this situation by being strong within your morals and your values. And I'm just going to be, yeah, look, there's the Empress. Don't let this page, don't let this page disturb your foundation that you're creating here for yourself. Yeah. Okay. Now let's see what's going to happen in the future. Keep wanting to say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I've had to say that to myself a lot lately. We have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. I love his face. This reminds me of one of the actors. I said this last time. I can't remember what his name is. But he's an older man and he's real funny. He was in a movie with Jennifer Lopez, and he played her dad, and that was such a good movie. I wish I could remember the name of it so I could go watch it, but if y'all know, can you put it in the comments, please? Anyways, it's the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, as I was saying that and it popped out. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself kind of feeling here. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is that, don't allow this to mess up what you've been working on, how you've been growing, how you've been healing. Don't let this mess that up. Don't let this person or the situation mess that up for you. What is the future hold here for pile? Or that's only 3 times I've done that. What is the future hold here for the collective moving forward? What does the future hold moving forward? We have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Well, I can tell you one thing. It makes you be able to really see reality for what it is and not get too far up in your head about, the fantasy of how something could be. The Six of Wands in the reverse, there's that recognition that's there. And also, there's this feeling of this feeling of this careness energy that comes along with that, which is kind of strange to see in these cards, but it's what I feel. It's a feeling of no longer giving something thought or care, no longer freeing yourself in a way where you don't care what anyone else is thinking about this or what anyone else says about it. You know what you know and you feel what you feel. That kind of feeling is there. What's going to happen in the future for pile? This is where you come into this happiness here. The Sun energy. You have the Four of Cups in the reverse, which is again a card of awareness, self-awareness. So not trying to succeed so much in the fantasy of something, but living in the reality of things. That's going to help you significantly moving forward. Being able to put your head and your heart together to make decisions is important. Because this experience, I feel like, really got you tied up in your emotions. The Two of Cups. Some of y'all, if you want it, there could be a relationship here in your future. Why is that Ten of Cups in the reverse? It's the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is like giving up or letting go on that thought, that idea, that happily ever after. Why is that Six of Wands here? The Eight of Swords in the reverse, getting out of your head here about being successful about a situation. Again, that energy of not caring, just kind of final. That's the Eight of Swords in reverse. Literally, is I know I'm no longer going to keep myself stuck here thinking about all these things that don't matter, won't ever be successful. I'm going to move forward. The Four, what was that? The Emperor, taking control. The Four of Cups in the reverse. It's like you're no longer hoping for someone to step up or be somebody. or do the right thing, or take control of something. You're no longer like, you're doing it yourself. You know, that's important here, because it's not, you could sit in that energy forever, but that would just only take from you, take your energy, time, resources from you. You have that Ace of Swords in the reverse here with that Four of Swords in reverse. So it's like becoming aware of knowing that you may be kind of moving into this unknown space. Two of Cups. But committing to that. And the Queen of Wands. Some of you, this has to do with a relationship that you feel confident about. You feel good about. Sorry about my stomach growling. I am hungry. The Four of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. I just paused for a long time, huh? Which is the Four of Swords in reverse. It's that kind of funny. The Four of Swords in reverse is when you sit and think about something, but you think about it for too long. And before you know it, you realize like how long you've been sitting and thinking about something. So for some of you, if there's a relationship that's here on the table, or if this is just a recommitment that you're making to trust yourself, it's about not sitting and waiting and thinking about something too long or too much, recognizing that you have the confidence and courage or strength to be able to take control and move forward and commit to that and commit to yourself and trusting yourself moving forward. Yeah, and really, all of these are telling me that what we see mostly is you getting out of your head. What can you expect in the future when you get into this energy here? The Six of Swords, a transition taking place, being able to move on from something, a Knight of Cups. Some of you could be opening yourself up to someone or something new. This could be a new hobby, career, something that and the Hanged Man. You'll start to see things in a different perspective once you get the courage and strength here to make that commitment to yourself, to get out of your head here. There's this feeling here of starting to transition, starting to change in a way where you're stepping into being open and being receptive. This may take some time here for some of you. For some of you, it won't be that long. It just depends on where you are in this reading, time-wise. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy there again. Definitely seeing something in a different point of view or perspective, but being able to move forward. I mean, being able to move on. There's this feeling of letting something go. Yeah, the Fool is here. Stepping into the unknown. And the Star. I love that. And then you have Three of Wands there too. Let's keep going. Nine of Wands. Yeah, it's been a difficult journey. Look, the Five of Wands just fell over here. So this is like leaving this in the, behind. Leaving it in the past, leaving it behind. This is you recovering here. There's somebody or a situation that you couldn't see the full truth of, right? Obviously, it keeps coming up, this false person energy. That Ten of Swords in reverse is you recovering from that. And this is what we're seeing here in the future. The Nine of Wands is, yes, it's been a very difficult journey, and it is very difficult to recover and to move on from anything that is the 10 swords in your back. But the Three of Wands is about healing, growth, and expansion. And that's what we see you doing. With the Star, it's being able to see a future, being able to heal or to see something better for you or for your life in general. And stepping into the unknown and having faith that it's just everything's going to work out the way that it's supposed to work out. Okay, so let's get some advice. Let's see. I want to get one of these first before we get advice. I'm going to end with a postcard from Spirit, which is how I always end these readings for the collective. What do you have as far as advice goes? Or moving forward for the collective? Divine timing. Is that work? Yep. Trust in the divine timing. Love arrives when it's meant to. You have Butterfly here. You will meet a new love interest at a party or night out. For some of you, that's what I saw here. If this kind of just like completely closes something out altogether, even if you've moved on from something and you feel good about where you are, you're feeling good about yourself again, and you're stepping into that space, it's something to do with when we finally actually physically step into or transition, get to that other place. See, right now you're still kind of in the water. You're still on your journey. You're still making it there. But when you actually get to that island, when you're actually there, that's when you're able to grow and build and create. And that's what this is about. So, and sorry about my stomach. I don't know if y'all started it. It's doing it again. But it says you'll meet a new love interest at a party or night out. For some of you, that might have to do with meeting someone new. And then you kind of just step into this space. We have charisma. Love flows to you. You radiate charisma and charm. You know what this reading is really about? It's about you leaving something, putting something to rest, leaving something behind, learning the lesson, working through the challenges, not allowing anything to disrupt your stability, your peace, finding happiness and in yourself and opening yourself back up and being more receptive. Which I want to go ahead. Wait, what does this say? Hideaway. Make time to be with your person. Create your own sacred hideaway. For some of you, if you are coming into a new relationship, romance is there. Romantic surprises are on the horizon. Be open to them. This is somebody that's really, really gonna be different from what you've experienced before. Like, this is someone that's really going to open you up to the way that love can be. I just saw this wish fulfillment. This card was sticking out of the deck. I couldn't see it until I turned it over, but it says wish fulfillment. So some of you, this was at one point in your life, this was something that you dreamed of or you wished for. Right when you gave up on that happily ever after and said, okay, I'm being realistic moving forward, that's when the happily ever after will come in. I know it sounds weird, but that's what it feels like. Okay, so let's get a postcard for the spirit to close. Whew. I'm going to have to go make me a salad or something. My stomach is just growling. Okay. What overall advice do you have for... Just like that truck out there. Can y'all hear that? There's a truck revving up out there. What advice do you have for the collective overall, please? What advice do you have for the collective overall? A little bit aggressive, the way that kind of just threw itself out there. With love, dearest you. Miracles never run out. Look back over your life, and you will see so many moments of synchronicities that all right people in the right place and the right opportunities and the right time just showed up without any of your help. Think back to how you felt just before a miracle happened. You felt like you were giving up. I talked about this in the beginning. But it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. Yeah, this is like when you try to control something and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and you just know like there's nothing you can do about anything at this point. Like there's nothing you can do about it now. And that is that spirit or the universe or God showing you like you are not in control in this situation and you have to surrender, at this point you don't have any other choice but to surrender it. So something like that is here, right? Think back to how you felt just before a miracle happened. You felt like you were giving up, but it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. We want you to know that miracles are being conducted for you and that you will never, ever run out of them. You just don't get to choose how they come, who will deliver them, when will they show up, and what they'll do for you. All of that is our department. Spirit knows what's best for you and what wants to be expressed through you. You are incredible and amazing and a magnet for miracles. That would be a good mantra for you today. We're on it. Relax. If you only knew how much you were loved. So This feels like something that's very hard to live with, very hard pill to swallow, very hard thing to surrender to. And you may not be able to see exactly the reasoning for that at this moment in time. You just may be feeling the emotions, but there is a reason for it. There are no mistakes, and everything will always work to benefit you, to benefit the situation, even if you can't see it in the middle of it. Because we live on Earth, and Earth is Mother Nature, and Earth wants to grow. She wants to thrive. And it's this feeling of something taking place, but it's taking place in order for you to be able to grow and to thrive. And I know that's hard to say, because I don't know exactly what y'all are going through. But it's just, I have to be able to say it in that way. Actually, I want to get one of these too for that. I really feel like that you, in a year from now, you'll look back and you'll be thankful in some way for some of you. Okay. What do I believe about money? Do my beliefs match my dreams? So for some of y'all, this has to do with your stability. It says, how does your relationship with money affect your current situation? Do you believe that you're worthy? Do you believe that you're capable? Do you trust money? Does money trust you? Money is an energy. It ebbs and flows. You are worthy of it, and it's your responsibility to heal your relationship with money as part of your waking up to the whole of you and your purpose. Take a deep breath and take a deep breath. Take a deep dive in your belief system around money. Are there any beliefs that you need to upgrade to create the results that you're wanting most in your life? I wanted to say wire something out. I don't know what that means. Some of y'all may have a really sense of a belief system of money and what it is to you, but never being satisfied with it when you have it. It's this feeling of, I don't know, I don't want to get too far off into it. Just like a feeling of some kind of gratitude or something that's there. I don't know. Anyway, write out a money story. Is it time for you for a sacred shift? What will your next chapter be? Fill in the blank. I am grateful to money because blank. And then we also have, what else could this mean? Okay, so this is something you should be asking yourself. There are always multiple ways to look at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted. See the roots here with the feet. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limited beliefs. Look at the situation today by stepping outside of your trigger and ask, what else could this mean? Is there something that your soul is calling you to learn from this moment or this pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective. If it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? Well, that ties into your reading big time, huh? Okay. So did that postcard, by the way. I like the way it fit with the whole blessing in disguise idea. Okay. So we have the donut here. So there's this thought of, sorry about my stomach. That's just made my stomach growl seeing the donut. Dadgummit. This to me is like that, again, that blessing in disguise. This could actually mean something to some of y'all though, but this is like that, also that you're here for the experience kind of thing. And I know that's hard to say in general because I don't know y'all's situations, but you do have a candy here. So that means the opportunity is there. There's an opportunity there. You have the rocket ship, so I'd say get the hell out of there. No, just kidding. Maybe for some of you, this is about something happening quickly or moving fast and may happen faster than what you expected or thought. You have life's what you make it. Absolutely. You have the new moon and the black cat, so listen to your intuition when it comes to this new beginning. If you don't know what you want, especially moving into the unknown, just listen to your intuition as you go. Feeling good like I should. Okay, so we have Vogue is here. We have VOU, 2 V's, by the way. G, almost spell it. We have M or W. Maybe y'all should be logging what you're experiencing for some of you, not everybody, but maybe this is just like a mental thing. Think about it. M, Z, A, H, G, and J. 2 G's are here. Okay. Whew. So definitely I hope this helps. Y'all, I'm going to start doing these hopefully every week that I can on my members channel. If y'all are interested in that, like I said in the beginning, the information for that will be down below. I'm interested in how this is going to go. I don't know if the collective is going to always be like the same kind of collective or if we're going to switch it up or I don't know. Never done it before, so I'm excited about it. But thanks so much, guys, for being here. I definitely hope this helps. And good luck to y'all on your journey, and I hope to see you soon.